Hello, and thank you for joining us for another edition of Rail Rangers on the Road. Every month, the Midwest Rail Rangers take you to an interesting and unique railroad destination across the Midwest, including places in Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, and Wisconsin. The Midwest Rail Rangers, a 501c3 nonprofit, was founded in 2015 to provide onboard educational programs across the Midwest. Perhaps you have caught us on select weekends on the South Shore Line between Chicago and South Bend, Indiana, on private rail excursions featuring dome cars and other heritage rail equipment, and at various outreach events such as Train Fest in Milwaukee and Mad City Rail in Madison, Wisconsin. And now, mark your calendar for the first Sunday night of every month at 7 p.m. Central Time for Rail Rangers on the Road. Without further ado, here is this month's program. Oh my gosh, what is all that noise behind us?
That is a lot of noise.
That is. That's more noise than when you talk. All right, it's time for another episode of Rail Rangers on the Road.
Why?
Because it annoys you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to yet another, a little rainy today, episode of Rail Rangers on the Road. And, well, yeah, we got trains moving around behind us. Where are we today?
Kalamazoo?
No.
No.
Come on, it's raining.
We are in North Freedom, Wisconsin.
That's right. A couple hours, 3-4 hours away from the Rail Ranger headquarters in Barron, Wisconsin. It is almost 4 years of doing these programs. It is started our 2024 season here. And we realized we've been doing these programs for 4 years and we've never taken you to North Freedom, the Mid-Continent. Mid-Continent? What is it?
Railroad Museum?
Yeah, Mid-Continent Railroad Museum. North Freedom, Wisconsin. Not too far from the Dells, if you know where that is. So we're going to take you on a train ride, and then we're going to take you on a tour of some of the barns over here. Check that out.
All right, so let's take you on the train ride.
Oh, I got my ticket. Do you have your ticket?
Listen here, mister.
I got my tickets to the Mid-Continent. Oh.
Now who has the tickets?
I guess you do.
Take a look at the sign.
Oh, the Mid-Continent Railway Historical Society has operated steam trains here at North Freedom since 1963, preserving early 1900s railroading history. The museum runs a vintage rolling stock on a branch line that opened in 1903 to serve iron mines. Its collection of historic equipment includes the 1907 Chicago Northwestern locomotive 1385. You think we're going to see that?
Maybe.
Oh, which is a rare survivor of the smaller steam trains that once were a common sight here in Wisconsin. The equipment collection of the Mid-Continent also shows skillfully crafted and decorated wood passenger and freight cars. Mid-Continent portrays the golden age of railroading, when railroads brought economic prosperity to many Wisconsin communities. Oh, look, Candace is way ahead of us.
It's a rainy day here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, it's that black cloud always over your head, isn't it?
Yeah, well.
Are we gonna go on the ride first, or are we gonna show them around first?
We'll take them on the ride.
Do the ride first, and then give them a tour.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's go in this back coach here. Seems to be more room. What do you say? What do we have? The 595,
Yeah.
and then what's the other one?
425.
Which one are we gonna have? 595. All right. Watch your step. All right. Wow. Okay. Oh boy.
go in and go out kind of a thing, so.
Now, the pool racing toll tank, I don't think. I think that's an aero gauge too.
Why don't we show them out the back too before we sit down?
Take them on back.
No, you come and show them now.
All right, come
Don't
on.
be a lazy rail ranger.
Toll tank, which is also like the Grand and Silver, part of the old.
Oh, I see a steam engine out that way. Oh, the Goodman.
Lumber company.
Oh, there's a plaque. Maybe, well, we probably shouldn't get out and ride because we're about to take off pretty soon. But maybe we can show them after.
After the ride, we'll take you over to the plaque and show you the plaque about the
Goodman Lumber Company, number 9. And then looks like Chicago Northwestern, number 10.
Yeah.
So I can see a bridge.
There
Down
is a
there. I
bridge
wonder if
back
we're going to
there.
go that way.
They've got some
And what do we
other
have over here? Oh,
a through line caboose.
in a Northwestern, beautiful rolling hills here. Scenery.
Yes.
Maybe we'll get to see some of that.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go back to our seats.
Oh, okay. Comfortable? Or school bus kind of seats.
School bus type seats.
Oh, I know poor Candace. She's used to be. You're used to being in a dome car or anything.
Yes.
Anything interesting in the?
It tells you about the display area. So it talks about all the different things that are here.
You can see out your rainy window. See the tickets? Mid-Continent Railroad Museum. All right. All right. We've never been here before.
No, this is the first time for us.
We've just been doing this, what, 2024 here? We've been doing this programs for...
Well, they were closed for a while, so.
Well, that's true, too. So...
Yeah, it could start over there and snow with it. We used to do a thing in the wintertime called snow train. We run one weekend in February. We started out.
Well, there's some old advertisements up there for Wrigley's out of Chicago, maybe. Spearmint gum.
There's one for Heinz ketchup over there.
Ah,
Nothing on our side, though.
no?
No.
But yeah, we have
late because I was yapping too much in the other car there. Scheduled out in 15 seconds. I don't think that's going to quite happen, but we are just about ready to go. I do want to point out that this train car is 107 years old, and because of that, it is old enough. It has these open platforms that you can see where it gets rained on and stuff. So one thing, be very careful getting up and down off the train car because everything is wet and slippery. And the second thing is we do not allow passengers to walk from car to car while the train is in motion or stand out on the end platforms there. So hopefully you're happy with your car choice here. But once we're moving, this is where you stay. But if you want to move from one seat to another, look out the other side or something, that's perfectly fine. Just can't go beyond the doors while we're in motion. So, all right, so our brakeman gives me the thumbs up. All right, so we have functional brakes. That's what he was doing out there with the hissing noise. So that means we are ready to go. We got everyone knowing in the restrooms that we're waiting for or anything like that. So, all right.
I actually said it on the website, yes, they use screen that as part of the. Oh, really? I didn't see that part on the. Consumer goods and how they pack for trips. When I look at their overhead storage, and I think about the airplane overhead storage. I'm like, they have a little bit bigger. They have too much stuff. Really have too much stuff.
Go forward.
Yeah, okay. Oh, there's more back there.
Different stuff over here. There's another caboose.
Milwaukee Road.
There's a couple cabooses over here. Several cabooses over there. Right now, cabooses.
That would be caboose.
No, cabooses.
Caboose.
Something's covered. I know it's sneaky.
Shh, sleeping. Any history of this car, do you know? The one we're riding on here? Oh, you got your cheat sheet.
I do.
So where was this built for?
It was constructed by the Pullman Company between
In Chicago.
Yes, 1914 1917 for suburban passenger service in New York and New Jersey.
Ah,
These cars are of riveted steel construction and they were on one of the last large order of open vestibule coaches ever built.
wow. We got more. Caboose.
Caboose.
Cabooses?
Cabooses.
Hello. How are you doing today? Good. Kinda started raining a little bit when we left. It's been on and off all day here. But a lot better than a lot better than the 2.5, 3 inches we were forecast to get at the start of this.
Gosh, okay.
Hello, tickets please.
Hi. So is it cabooses or caboose? What is the plural of caboose?
Cabooses, I believe, is the plural. But I always joke, I like caboose a lot better.
Thank you. So that's right. There we go. We settle that.
No, no, no.
Enjoy the ride.
It's geese. It's not cabooses.
Geeses? Gooses?
We got our ticket. Where's our ticket punched? Oh, up there. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
We're on the other side. Might have to flip sides of the car.
Why don't you do that? I'll take a look out the back. Or we could go back here.
So sit back here.
Yeah. Oh, we can look out.
south range of the Barrel Bluffs, or Barrel Hills. And that's a distinct geologic feature in this part of Wisconsin. So much of southwest Wisconsin is covered in hills. It's called the Driftless region, which is basically an area that was visited by the glaciers during the last ice age. And that's what gives us our nice hills in this region here. But the Barrel Hills are a little bit different. While most of the hills in southwest Wisconsin are made of sandstone and limestone, these hills are largely made out of quartzite rock. And, quartzite is largely, primarily a whitish or gray color, but our quartzite here is special. It's got a pinkish or reddish coloration to it. It's called Pink Lady quartzite. And the reason that it's reddish or pinkish in color is that the presence of hematite. And hematite is part of what makes up iron ore. So that's like why your vehicle rusts out, the rust turns a reddish color. That's the hematite presence in iron doing that. And the red colored rocks was to kind of tip off to settlers in the area that there's probably iron around here somewhere, and you tend to find it. And it just so happens that there is iron, and it's about 100 to 400 feet below us. So this track really down here in 1903, because starting around 1900, they started exploring for iron in the area, and they found it underground, 400 feet down. And what resulted was Wisconsin's smallest and shortest lived iron mining district. There's 3 mines in the North Freedom area here that will be passed by the locations, and that's why this track was built to reach the iron mines. However, nothing remains in the mine today except for a few foundations south of wooded areas. So you can't really see anything from the great day. All the villages were gone 100 years ago already. There's one other iron mine over closer to Bear as well. The other industry that was out here was the rock themselves, hauling the quartzite rock off the hillside. And so that's where our train tracks end. At the foot of those hills. Over the course of the next 20 minutes or so right here, we'll be getting closer and closer to those hills. Finally, when we get up to the foot of the hills, that's where they dynamited off trucks to the hillside, broke it up into small enough chunks so that they can pick it up, load it into a mine cart, roll the mine cart down to the train tracks, and dump it into the train cars. And it's what kept the mine happened when the mine shut down in 1917, up until when the Union Purchase was flying. Rock quarry stopped shipping by rail at that point, and that's what the line would have been probably abandoned and ripped up and being purchased at that point. We are a largely volunteer-based organization here. All of the restorations are done by volunteers. The train crew today, with the exception of me, are volunteers. I'm actually the staff member of the museum. Normally we have an all-volunteer crew, but we're short one person today, so here I am on the train, but I work in our administrative office Monday through Friday. So if you call for reservations or anything, you can pay and talk to me. The iron mines were shaft mines. Go down that 400 feet deep. The first of the 3 mining companies is actually coming up. Once we get clear of the trees a little bit on the left-hand side, the highway starts to approach the train tracks here. And just on the other side of the highway, on the other side of the bridge, is where the first of the 3 iron mines was located. And that was called the Sauk Mine here in Sauk County. And the other 2 iron mines are a little bit further down the track, about another 2 miles away at the town of LaRue. And LaRue was established out here when the mining started up. Just like the gold rush towns of the Old West, there was a lot of anticipation that this was going to be a big iron mining district for a long time to come, bring lots of settlers. So they started building the town out here, not realizing that the mine was going to be a failure. And within 20 years, the iron mines were closed down and the town started to disappear. And so what's left today is not much. And pretty much one building still stands today, and you can see that as you go through the roof in a few minutes. But on the left-hand side, there's this rock sitting out there. That is Devil's Chair. It's a little local landmark here. The rock kind of resembles the shape of a recliner. the other side of the bridge and serve the mine directly. The iron mines, the real problem why they shut down was the groundwater in the area. That 100 to 400 feet of soil above the iron deposits was very, ground layer is very saturated with water with a high water table, and water would have seeped in anyway with the mines and that, but just drilling down mine shafts just opened up all that much more for the water to come in. So they were having to pump out all of the mine shafts about 4,000 to 5,000 gallons of water every minute to keep it operational. That's 24 hours a day for whatever 15 years or 17 years that the mines were operating. That's how much they were pumping out. So, and that's what did them in. They were spending so much money on the pumps, pump equipment, and the fuel for the pumps that it was just not economical to continue operating. They weren't getting the profit margin they needed, so they shut down. And that was the end of the iron mining district here in South County. Two of the mining companies kind of closed down on their own terms and took down their buildings and hauled it off to greener pastures elsewhere where they could try again. The third mining company was much smaller. It was actually just a foreman of one of the other mines decided, well, he was going to try to make a go for his, he started operating this mine called the Captain Roberts Mine. That was the name. He was a captain in the Army. The Captain Roberts Mine operated for a short time, but they only afforded one water pump, and one day that water pump failed, and that was the end of the Captain Roberts iron mine. They made attempts to repair it quickly, but failed to do so and had to evacuate, and without money to start up again, or without the financial will to start up again, maybe they just walked away and left everything as it was. The building eventually got torn down. That the mine shaft was never really closed up. It just ended up filling with water all the way to the surface, and that just so happened to work out here that a few years ago, archaeologists from the Wisconsin Historical Society came out here. They found newspaper accounts about this iron mine that flooded in Montano, and that was somehow still accessible. They came out here, started asking the landowners, and of course over the decades, the property had changed hands multiple times. The owners, the modern day owners, didn't know that they were buying on the property anymore. But they thought they had was a very nice little fish pond in their backyard. And over the decades that like tree branches and stuff had fallen down and kind of clogged up the top of the mine shaft. So it looked like it was about 10 feet deep or something, and not much to look at. But once the archaeologists were asking them, they realized, yes, this actually is the top of the mine shaft. They started jumping in and clearing out the tree branches and all the debris, and then used the kind of garbage pits, like they were taking out laptops and all kinds of whatever fires and stuff that they down there. Once that was cleaned up, they were able to swim about 80 feet down into the mine shaft before they found a drift where the mine shaft going horizontally instead of downward. And there they found the mine cart track and mine cart still on it, pickaxes, mining drills still embedded in the wall where it was working, and very tellingly they found the water pump down there with tools sitting on top of it where they had practically trying to repair it. So all that was basically a time capsule since no human has been down there for over 100 years. Everything was preserved. And if you want to see a video of what that looks like, they were recording video as they were exploring this mine shaft. On the back cover of that pamphlet that you received at the ticket window, there's a website address or a little barcode you can scan with your smartphone. And that will take you to a page on our website where you can watch a video of them swimming around underneath the tunnel LaRue, which is about 2 minutes ahead of us now. We are about to cross over Sealy Creek Bridge in about 10 seconds here, so you may want to keep an eye out for that. And very careful going up and down the steps since they are wet and slippery. The train cars will not be moving, so if you prefer to stay inside and stay dry in it, certainly feel free to stay in the train cars here. But if you want to see what's going on out there, I'll be kind of explaining what we're doing as we're moving the locomotive around and that, so feel free to join me. We'll be here for about 15 minutes.
Oh, are we gonna go see?
Sure, why not?
All right. Lead us there, Candy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went
Where?
there on a rainy day, and I think it costs $7 or something to do. I don't know if you will go back.
Yeah, the aquarium up in Superior? Yeah.
Spitting and smoking.
Oh, uh-oh. Careful, it could be slippery out there.
They lost the engine.
That's right there.
There it is.
Reconfigure the air hoses on the braking system so that now what was the end of the train is going to be the front, so he's got to put a tail hose on the back, and also he's putting up some lanterns because that's basically our tail lights for the train. Those go up, but once he's done with that, he'll start heading down by the switch there. What he's going to do, well, first of all, he'll wave the engineer toward him with hand signals, and what that looks like will be circles toward his head like this means come toward me, opposite that, go away from me. And these can all be done with like one hand or two hands. From the ground you might use two hands, but if you're like hanging off the side of a boxcar or something, that you can be hanging out the ladder with one thing and still doing this with the other. So, but now most of the time train crews are going to use radio probably 90% of the time, but we can try to do stuff the old-fashioned try to use relative terms because trains can be a little confusing when it comes to forward and backward directions and that, because he's been driving forward the whole time, but on the return trip he's going to be in the reverse setting on the locomotive, but he'll be at the leading side of the train, so like what's front, what's back, what's forward, what's back, and that's what we try to do, like come toward me or go away from me. So alright,
We're getting wet.
Yeah? You having fun?
Yeah, blessed.
go here. So brakeman is giving that coming toward me signal with the hand. And the bigger the circle, the faster he wants him to go. So it's like, come on, or if it's like, okay, only a couple feet to go, then that's what to do. Engineer cab has passed him. You might see him switch up and start doing the circles in the opposite direction. They go away from me, or he might skip right to the stop sign here. Okay, there's the thing. Go away from me slowly, 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 and real slowly. Apparently, there we go. There's the stop sign. So now he's going to go over to the switch stand and unlock it. Which he's got a key that looks kind of like this, like a little stubby skeleton key here, and that's what allows him to unlock the track so that you can change the direction. And if you watch the pointy rails just in front of the locomotive, they're just going to slide a few inches over to the side. And that's it. That's all the more it's needed to get it lined up on the passing track. So now he'll come back to this side of the engine because since he's giving hand signals, he has to maintain the line of sight with the engineer. So he's got to be on this side. He'll tell the engineer, bring the locomotive toward me, and he'll get him just far enough to be past the moving points of the switch, because then he's going to have to go back and reset the switch back to its original position. We always want it lined up to the mainline track so it's ready to go for the next trip. Okay, go away from me, go away from me, and stop. And by the way, if you ever do come across some of these little switch keys and that, don't necessarily just throw it in the garbage. These are collector items for rail fans. And especially they're marked with the railroad initials on them. Mine says MCRY for Mid-Continent Railway, but depending on which railroad it is, if it's a older railroad that not many keys exist anymore, they're going to have some value to it, so don't just pick it. Yeah, that would have been issued to pretty much all your the railroad workers, so if you had grandfather or uncle or something that worked for a railroad, they probably might have one of these sitting around in a drawer somewhere. On the age of it, so it's going to have value. Anyway, he's going to climb aboard, and he's going to have to do the same exact process in reverse at the switch on the far end of the siding to get himself back onto the main track. So where I was talking earlier about being a little bit confusing with forward and backward, Matt, they go so far as the paint on the side of the locomotive was the letter F, and it stands for front. Sometimes like this one, the cab is in the back, but most engines have the cab in the front. Some even have the cab in the center though, so if you just told the engineer, okay, go forward, well, sometimes it can lead to confusion that way. So if you want to join me down by the end of the train, I'll explain the process of connecting up to the train cars, or if you want to start getting dry, you can climb aboard. So, yeah, if you want to come around far enough that you can see the end of the car here. So what we have here is an automatic coupler, or also known as a Janney style coupler, named after the inventor, Janney. And this is in a closed position right now, so if something hooked on here, it's not going anywhere. One of the big improvements over the Janney style coupler or automatic coupler is you can uncouple the train cars from outside of it here. I don't need to be standing right there in between the cars to unhook it from just by picking up on the lever here. That swings it open here, so it's now in the receiving position. Then the locomotive, this would have basically a mirror image of this coupler on it, and so this part of the coupler, the knuckles, would then on the locomotive come in here, be lined up right here, hopefully, if you did it right. They do swing from side to side a little bit, but then push right in the middle here, which then is all connected, so it just swings closed, and then once you go far enough, the pin drops. Now you're in a locked position. So I can stand off to the side here and just let the train come together, and it will automatically hook itself up. Hence the name automatic coupler. So that was a huge improvement over what existed previous to this. This was invented in the 1870s. It was 1893. Congress passed a law that this had to be installed on all trains starting in 1900 because it was such a huge safety improvement. Because prior to that, you had the link in pin coupler system was the most common thing. Basically, you'd have a big pin on the car, a big pin on the locomotive, and for coupling it up, you'd have a giant chain link. And so, for coupling up in this situation, you would put that chain link through the pin on the locomotive, But the problem with that is the link was kind of dangled down there like that. So as it's coming up like here, it had to line up with a pocket. And if you just rammed it in there, it just bend your chain link, and that's ruined then. So someone had to, the brakeman specifically, had to hold the link at the proper elevation to go into the pocket and then drop the pin while pulling your hand out so it's not removed for you. So, so you had a lot of missing fingers and hands and that on brakemen in the 1800s. The other part of what's going on down here, we have this rubber hose. That's the air brake system, and that was mandated on trains at the same time. And actually, I'll have you back up just a step or two here. Oh, I should point out that he's doing some more hand signaling here. He's flipping his arm out like that, and that's a countdown. He does it 3 times and telling the engineer, I want you to go 3 train car lengths and then bring it to a stop. Since the engineer was going through his blind curve to come through the train, so just hold it over here. We're going to do a stop sign here, a safety stop. I want to find out right now that the brakes aren't working on the load road, so stop there and then gently bring it the last 50 feet or so here. And so I'll come here where he has a good view of the coupler and I'll make sure everything is looking like it's lined up. Telling it, engineer, bring the locomotive toward me, circles toward his head again. And again, those gestures will get smaller as the locomotive gets closer. Jump out. If anything looks like it's starting to move, he's out of there. Hook up the air hose, one on the air side to open up the air valve, pressurize the air flow from the train cars. You hear hissing noise on the train cars, that will be the brakes releasing as they get repressurized now. Now the last step is we have to go down to the last train car and watch and observe as the brakes go on and come off again. And that's our proof that it's connected all the way through the train, and the engineer has control of the train and then we test it in. So that was going to take about 2 minutes to complete, so we are just all ready to go again, so all aboard.
What's it in here?
Drying off.
Oh. There's
No,
light to
no,
it.
we can't do that.
Is it here?
Yeah, that's where we were sent to. Now we can't flip the seat because of the lanterns. Ooh. Alright.
You alright there? You're like shaking off like a dog.
Yeah, well.
A little wet on the train ride?
A little wet.
Alright, we did the train ride.
So now we're in one of their museum barns.
Oh, okay. Oh, take people on a walk here, huh?
So, the Lester and Beulah Armstrong family have generously donated the property which this building is constructed on.
Oh, alright.
In recognition of the significant donation to the Rail Historical Society, this coach shed is hereby dedicated to the Armstrong family.
Oh, alright.
May of 1988.
Alright, we have a caboose there.
Yes, so.
That's the X582 caboose, and that's your caboose.
Yeah, not funny.
Okay.
Anyway, the Great Northern Railroad caboose. So they have different ones here that different photos. So you get to see that they restored the outside of it.
Oh, there's Rocky the goat.
There's
Didn't we see him on a couple years ago? We did our program on the Empire Builder.
We did.
And we stopped in Whitefish. I think we showed people the statue of Rocky the goat.
So
Oh.
And they've restored the caboose where you can look inside and see like what the train crew would be doing.
Sleeping.
Well, yes, there's sleeping quarters, but there's also a desk there for the brakeman.
To sleep?
You wouldn't sleep at your desk.
Oh.
There is the bed across there.
For sleeping?
Yes, for sleeping. And then there's a bed also here on this side.
For sleeping.
For sleeping, yes. The bed is usually for sleeping. So we will continue on here. Maybe a plow here? Is that snow
I
plow?
think so. Let's see.
Let's see where I think it is. It is a snow plow.
It's from Michigan. Looks like. Boyne City, Gaylord, and Alpena Railroad.
So they would attach these to the front of the engine, I think, right? Am I correct?
Usually, or just run them by themselves, I think. They could.
And they would remove the snow from the
We could put you there and pretend you're a piece of snow.
the
and
tracks.
have it
I mean,
remove you.
Can you imagine this massive piece of equipment coming down the tracks? I mean, it looks like almost like a ship.
I think you should be a piece of snow and go right there and we could run it and have it remove you from the track.
No, we need to stay on the concrete path that's provided for us
Oh, all right.
and follow the rules.
Oh. Oh, fun.
A Soo Line box car.
Oh.
The 15604.
Oh.
It's 36 feet long. It's constructed of steel and capable of carrying 70 to 100 tons of material.
Built in Chicago.
Yes, built in Chicago.
For all the people watching in Chicago tonight, hello, especially you 20th Century Railroad Club people.
So Wisconsin Central. Is this
Ah.
these two cars? They are typically wood. And they're closed vestibule cars.
You? What?
They were also built by the Pullman Company in Chicago,
Oh, 1905.
1905.
All right.
Go down and around.
All right, sure.
Be careful to walk across the tracks and with this piece sticking out here.
Uh-oh. Save big money at Menards. It's brought to you by Menards.
No,
Oh.
we have no corporate sponsorship.
Milwaukee.
So
Lakeshore
Milwaukee,
and Western.
And Western.
Where did that run? Is there a map? Oh,
There
look
is
at
a
that.
map.
You could ride Chicago to Evanston to Milwaukee all along the lake. And then you get up to the Upper Peninsula. And look, Ironwood. Look at that.
Look, Rylander.
I bet we've been up there.
Wausau, Two Rivers.
And then you go all the way to Duluth.
Oshkosh.
That'd be a pretty scenic route. To go to Ironwood. We
So
weren't
the
in.
schedule indicated that almost 11 hours were required to travel the 364 miles from Milwaukee to Ashland.
Oh, and we were just in Ironwood because we just did our program where we took you through the UP and we went up on that big ski jump.
We did.
Remember that? So just a few months ago.
We did indeed.
So yeah, So this could have went up there.
So you get to walk up here and see potentially the restored car inside.
Oh.
Oh yeah. There's a family in there.
Oh, are they sleeping?
No, they're not sleeping. A mother and maybe her young son. Some pictures, if you probably can't see with the reflection, but it shows before restoration and after.
Huh.
A business car.
Oh.
This one was built in Dayton, Ohio.
Oak Park.
Oak Park.
In the Wisconsin Central.
It was built as a cafe parlor,
Oh.
and it had a smoking room at both ends.
Vaping?
Smoking,
Not vaping.
not vaping,
Oh,
smoking.
all right.
So you can kind of see in the parlor car there a little bit.
Fancy, fancy. Getting our steps in.
Here's the other end of the car, so you see the smoking lounge area.
Vaping.
Smoke.
It was very trendy back in the 1900s.
All right. So Duluth, South Shore, and Atlantic
Oh, where did that
coach
go?
car number 213.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like Duluth to Sault Ste. Marie.
Also went through near Ironwood and then Lake Gogebic. Not too far from our headquarters.
So it shows some of the restoration that the railroad did here.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at the beautiful green seats. Wood fire stove over in the corner there. You can probably see it better from where I'm standing.
Okay, yeah.
And there you go.
All right.
What a beautiful interior. They've done a wonderful job here. So let's go down. Child in the window.
Oh, hi. That's not creepy at all.
All right, so Wisconsin Central Railway car, baggage car, number 306. It was also built in Dayton, Ohio in 1886, and it was used with public transit. Came for a need to make some provisions for handling passengers' baggage.
All right, let's head up there and wrap up our tour.
Here.
Oh.
A little museum car going on. So we've got some history, steam history here.
Oh, okay.
Also here, the different steam locomotives.
Ah.
The different types.
Oh, you're an expert in that, aren't you?
No, I've been called out several times for
Yeah, so we won't do that.
counting the wheels
We'll
wrong.
just keep moving on there.
That's right. Some more steam engine history. The Baldwin locomotive works. Got some other ones here. Some plates that were on probably engines or cars. Have a bell. The locomotive bell from Illinois Central 080 switching locomotive. Tools of the trade.
Oh.
Don't touch.
No, I wouldn't know what to do. I have no life skills, so wouldn't know what to do with those.
Some more pictures of steam locomotives. Oh, this one's pretty cool. Look at that.
Where is that? Pendleton, Oregon.
But it's street running.
Yes, yeah.
That is pretty cool. Oh, we got some old documents here. Chicago Northwestern Railroad, engine number 319, runs to Lake Mill. Number 68 waits for the Lake Mills until 4:45. This order, something at 4:45 p.m.
Okay.
Annulled. It said annulled. There we go.
All right.
Alright, so all about the locomotives in here.
All right.
So we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna choo-choo.
Our food?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna get out of here.
All right, well, that was fun. We got the train ride in, and we got a little tour of the barns, so we're going to wrap it up here. Still raining, just like it was at the start of the video here.
That's right.
So,
That's
hope you had fun.
Trusty umbrella so we don't get wet.
Yes, brought to you by Bank of America.
No.
Oh, no. No. Just the umbrella is brought to you by. Right.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Yes, you can see. Totally soaked, but still had fun here. And join us the first Sunday night, 7 o'clock Central Time next month.
That's
for
right.
another.
Always the first Sunday of every month.
Yeah, for another adventure here at Rail Rangers on the Road. Bye, everybody. Half of the Midwest Rail Rangers, thank you so much for joining us for this program. Here's a look at the next program. Make sure you mark your calendar for this, and we look forward to seeing you then. In the meanwhile, if you're planning an Amtrak trip, don't forget about one of our exciting and interesting rail route guides. For more information, go to www.railrangers.org. That's www.railrangers.org. And click on the Rail Rangers store. There are plenty of options for both local and long-distance rail route guides in traditional book format, PDF ebook, and even MP3 podcasts. Until we gather together next month, the first Sunday of every month at 7 p.m. Central Time, we hope you have a great week and a great month ahead, and come out and join us on one of our onboard educational programs. For a listing of our in-person programs, go to our website. Again, that's www.railrangers.org and click on upcoming events. Until next month, we'll see you then.